Hello, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Allie and today is my 10 before the end. I personally have not seen this trend over here on BookTube yet, but it's definitely been flooding my Instagram the past couple of weeks, and I thought it would just be a really cool sit down talk video really quick to discuss books and books that I am like, I'm going to read these before the end of the year. Like, that's literally the challenge. With that being said, I have no idea who started this. I don't know if it's been something from previous years. If you do know the original creator, let me know and I will credit them in my description. But if not, we can all just go search the hashtag on Instagram and I'm sure find a bunch of other people's 10 for the end of the year if you're curious like I am, because I love seeing what people are like making the time for to cram into the end of their year, because it's such a crazy time. You have holidays left and right and so much to like cram in, book goals and like all of that, that it's like, what are the 10 that are like, they are going to make it before the end. I do not have all 10 books physically, so the ones I talk about that I don't have, I will throw up on the screen for you guys. This is just going to be a pretty quick video today, but I will give you guys a little synopsis of each book as I go to maybe help you understand a little bit more why I'm choosing these said books. I will definitely be reading more than just these 10. I have a lot more planned out that I really want to get to, but these are definitely my top priority books. And here we go, my 10 before the end, starting with Chuck Tingle's newest, Lucky Day. I have put this one off for far too long. It has been on my TBR all year. Obviously, it didn't come out until this summer, but nonetheless, this is a book that is on my 25 and 2025, and I mean, it's Chuck Tingle horror. I'm always gonna read that. I got the special edition copy from Aardvark, which is so stunning. I just absolutely love it. 4 years ago, an unthinkable disaster occurred, and what is later known as the low probability event, 8 million people were killed in a single day, all of them dying in improbable, bizarre ways. Strangled by balloon ropes, torn apart by exploding manhole covers, attacked by a chimpanzee wielding a typewriter. A day of freak accidents that proved anything is possible no matter the odds. Luck is real now, and it's not always good. I am so very excited to get to this one. Next up, I have 13 Months Haunted by Jimmy Juliano. I don't have a physical copy of this yet. I will be picking one up. Really loved his last one, Dead 11, so this is a highly anticipated, another one on my 25 and 2025. Twisty, edge of your seat novel about a unique haunting in the early 2000s. Piper Lowry, a public library clerk, is in charge of lionizing with the local middle school, can tell right away there's something strange about the new girl in 8th grade. Avery Wallace won't touch any kind of technology, not even the computers at the library, and her mother comes to school with her every day, refusing to leave her side, not even when Avery uses the restroom. And then there are rumors, the whispers Piper hears from kids in the hallway and parents around Avery's mother is a witch. Her sister and father were killed by something supernatural. A strange virus killed them. Seeing how isolated and lonely Avery is, Piper befriends her, but quickly realizes it might just be the worst decision she's ever made, because there's something dark inside Avery Wallace, and it's spreading. Then we have Coffin Moon. This is Keith Rosson's newest, and it's vampire, like say less. Though I don't have this one on my 25 and 25, this is, I just seen today, in the top horror on Goodreads Choice Awards. It's a nominee, so I've got to get to it. But I already have wanted to, so it just makes it even more of a like, got to now. I also got this one from Aardvark. You can see the little Aardvark sign. I've never read anything from him, but I've had many of his books on my radar for years, so it's time to actually do that. It's the winter of 1975 in Portland, Oregon, and all sleet and neon. Diane Miner is back home after a tour in Vietnam. A bartender just trying to stay sober, save his marriage with his wife Heidi, and connect with his 13-year-old niece Julia, now that he's responsible for raising her. Things aren't easy, but Minor is scraping by. Then a vampire walks into his bar and ruins his life. Oh my gosh, say less. Then I have The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. This is a Goodreads Choice Award nominee for mystery and thriller. It is also a book club pick from the book troupe that I'm behind on, so I wanted to add it in the mix. I don't have a physical copy yet. I think I might pick up with an extra credit a copy from Book of the Month. This is another one set in 1975 in June. The Taylor family shatters in a single night when two teenage siblings are found dead in their home. The only surviving sibling, Vincent, never shakes the whispers and accusations that he was the one who killed them. Decades later, the legend only grows as his career as a horror writer skyrockets. Ghostwriter Olivia Dumont. You've got to be kidding me. I am so sorry. My neighbor has decided to whip out the leaf blower, so it might be loud. Ghostwriter Olivia Dumont has spent her entire professional life hiding the fact that she is the only child of Vincent Taylor. Now on the brink of financial ruin, she's offered a job to ghostwrite her father's last book. It kind of sounds like one of those that like it's been done, but nonetheless, I'm excited. I wanted to throw a thriller in the mix because for the most part, all of these are horror. It's at that fun time of the year when the neighbors on either side are leaf blowing leaves, and as they blow them away, they're literally flying back into their yards, and it's like, for why? Okay, I think he is on the other side of his house now, so let's try to continue this. Next up, I have Futility by Nuzo Otoh. This is honestly on my radar because of the cover. Like, it's insane. I love it. But it's also a pick, the last pick for the Literally Dead Book Club, so I'm gonna have to get to it. It also says it's for readers of Oyenken Braithwaite's My Sister the Serial Killer, which I loved. It also kind of seems to be giving The Eyes Are the Best Part, which I also love. It says it is a monstrous, gleeful, bitingly funny tale of murder, body swapping, and bloody vengeance. Oh my gosh. Chia runs one of the best restaurants in Nigeria and is renowned among the male clientele for her captivating beauty. She is every man's dream woman and delicious hot pepper soup. But her hot pepper soup has a secret ingredient and her beauty is not what it seems. Claire is a 50-year-old British woman living with her young Nigerian boyfriend and his beautiful cousin. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to see what all happens with that. Literally the cover says murder, revenge, soup. I of course have to get to Bunny's sequel, We Love You Bunny. This is from Mona Awad. If you haven't read Bunny, you definitely should. You're missing out. Look how, oh my gosh, I can never get over how bright this book is. It says, Frankenstein meets Heathers in this dazzling, hilarious, and deliciously dark follow-up to her viral sensation, Bunny. Fall down the rabbit hole into the intoxicating world of Mona Awad's second darkly comic tour de force set in the Bunnyverse. From the queen of the fever dream herself comes the pulse-pounding sequel, prequel, and standalone companion to her cult classic novel Bunny. Okay, so it's sequel, prequel, and standalone. Samantha Heather Mackey, originally orchestrated by the clique of creepy, sweet, rich girls and her highly selective MFA program who calls themselves Bunny, found herself thrown into the violently surreal world of their off-campus workshop where monstrous creations were conjured with deadly and wondrous consequences. I am so excited. I'm in such a Frankenstein mood that I can't wait. If you haven't read Bunny, definitely confusing, but it's such a wild, fun, fever dream time. It's very literary horror. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this one. A book that's been on my TBR every year around this time is 11/22/63. It just seems like the perfect time to read it. Obviously, this is from Stephen King. It is a chunk, but I am determined to read it for this November 22nd. Life can turn on a dime or stumble into the extraordinary as it does for Jake Epping, a divorced high school English teacher in small-town Maine. While grading essays by his GED students, Jake reads about such a destined moment through a gruesome, enthralling piece penned by janitor Harry Dunning. 50 years earlier, Harry somehow survived his father's slaughter of the entire family. Jake is blown away, even as a more bizarre, life-altering secret comes to light when his friend Al, owner of the local diner, enlists Jake to take over the mission that has become his obsession, to prevent the Kennedy assassination. How? By stepping through a mysterious portal in the diner's storeroom and into this era of Ike and Elvis, of big American cars, sock hops, and cigarette smoke, finding himself in warm-hearted Jody, Texas, Jake begins a new life. All turns on this treacherous road lead straight to the troubled loner named Lee Harvey Oswald. The course of history is about to be rewritten. I'm really excited. The only thing I've ever known about this is that it is about the Kennedy assassination, but that it is a time traveler going and trying to stop it from happening. It just sounds like such a fun time, although, oh my God. Next up, why not? Let's talk about Joe Hill, Stephen King's son. I have wanted to get to Black Phone for a really long time because I am a reader before watch, and might as well eat lunch since, like I was saying, I really want to get to Black Phone so that I can watch the movie and the second one that recently came out. If 2025 has been anything, it has been my year of short stories, so why not tack on another one? I think having 10 by the end, it wouldn't feel complete without a short story collection. So this is 20th Century Ghost, and I can't remember how many short stories are in this. Looks like about 15. So yeah, I'm excited to tack it on to my end of the year. John is locked in a basement stained with the blood of half a dozen murdered children and an antique telephone, long since disconnected, which rings at night with calls from the dead. Imogen is young, beautiful, and dead, waiting in the Rosebud Theater one afternoon in 1945. Francis was human once, but now he's an 8-foot-tall locust, and everyone in California will tremble when they hear him sing. Nolan knows, but can never tell what really happened in the summer of '77, when his younger brother built a vast cardboard fort with secret doors leading into other worlds. The past isn't dead, it isn't even past. Next is You Weren't Meant to Be Human by Andrew Joseph White. New to me author, I wanted to have a couple in this lineup. This one is just very, oof. I have a vlog concept for it, so it's going to be read regardless, but I wanted to throw it in here because just the cover alone, it's so weird. And it's another aardvark. Alien meets Midsummer. This chilling novel from award-winning author Andrew Joseph White about an alien invasion in rural West Virginia. Festering masses of worms and flies have taken root in dark corners across Appalachia. In exchange for unwavering loyalty and fresh corpses, these hives offer a few struggling humans salvation. A fresh start, it's an offer that none refuse. Crane is grateful. Among his hive's followers, Crane has found a chance to transition, to never speak again, to live a life that won't destroy him. He even met Levi, a handsome ex-Marine and brutal killer who treats him like a real man, mostly. But when Levi gets Crane pregnant, and the hive demands the child's birth no matter the cost, Crane's desperation to make it stop will drive the community that saved him into a devastating spiral that can only end in blood. I don't even know what I just read, but I'm excited. Lastly, number 10. This was really hard to narrow down. There's so many that I could pick. But this is one that I also got from Aardvark, and it's just been sitting there. It's a new to me author. I've heard that there's feminine rage, so I'm like, yes. Not to mention, I wanted another woman in the lineup, so I chose What Hunger. This is by Catherine Deng. Stunning. It's the summer before high school, and Ronnie Nunjan finds herself too young for work, too old for cartoons. Her days are spent in a small backyard, dozing off to trashy magazines on a plastic lawn chair. Been there. In stark contrast stands her brother, Tommy, the pride and joy of their immigrant parents, a popular honors student destined to be the first in the family to attend college. The thought of Tommy leaving for school fills Ronnie with dread as she contemplates the quiet house she will be left alone in with her parents, May and Ba. Her parents rarely speak of their past in Vietnam except through the lens of food. The family's meals are a tapestry of cultural memory, thick spring rolls with slime and salty nem chua, and steaming bowls of pho thai with thin, delicate slices of blood-red beef. In the aftermath of the war, they taught Ronnie and Tommy that meat was a dangerous luxury, a symbol of survival that should never be taken for granted. But when tragedy strikes, Ronnie's world is upended and her sense of self and her understanding of her family are shattered. A few nights later, at Ronnie's first high school party, a boy crosses the line and she is overtaken by a force larger than herself. This newfound power comes with an insatiable hunger for raw meat, a craving that is both a saving grace and a potential destroyer. Say less. Get him, Ronnie. Anyways, that is my 10 by the end. I hope you enjoyed. I am so excited for these 10 books, and they will be scattered out into different vlogs, so stay tuned to my channel. If you're new, subscribe. I will be talking about them in upcoming videos, vlogs, all of that. The ones that I don't get to in any particular vlog, maybe there'll be a part 2 to this video where I'm like, what's left of my 10 by the end? It's the end of December. We got to do a cramming vlog. We will see. But either way, I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments your 10 by the end, or maybe even a couple if you prefer. I know it's really daunting. It's already November, so it's hard to fit in much more. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.
Sorry about that text you got, I didn't ever mean to send it, so you got me.